So somebody asked the question, what are the chances of getting a beginner boost book? And the short answer is not a lot. Not what are the chances? Not good. Why? Because books get out of date far too quickly. Okay, particularly tech books, and I'm not satisfied with GitBook and the alternatives, which made really stupid base design decisions, if you ask me. So I'm not going to get into the slamming GitBook right now. So that's why it's not happening. I just asked something about a question in your AMA. Yeah, I know, I saw. So let me just put some more stuff. But they are written properly the most compact knowledge. I agree. Books do have advantages. And this is the advantages I really love. Stuff that I think people throw out all the time. So they're generally better written and edited. Okay, they honestly they usually are than other content, online content. Always, not always, but another thing too is that they're written with a specific audience in mind, and they're usually written. They how do I say this? They have a specific author's voice and tone. They usually combine expertise from several sources. So this makes books really nice for that kind of thing. It's one of the reasons it's more pleasurable to consume a book that's been written well. But if you've run anything from Pack Publishing, you know the books can be horrible. They can be some of the worst things you could ever experience. And they are pretty compact. So they can be compact, but yeah, whatever. So. And but the searchability is tough. Books do have many disadvantages. So the first one is they simply cannot keep up with the pace of new content. Books cannot keep up. Anything online, even online, books fall woefully out of date. And they look at all the Go books right now. Look at all the Go content online. It's all absolutely irrelevant. I mean, at least 10-20% of it's irrelevant because it's talking to beginners about stuff that beginners don't even understand. Fall woefully. How do you spell woefully? I don't know. Out of date. And they also they're not really searchable. They aren't. Even digitally. I mean, here's the thing. Usually, having more. Let's see. How about this? So one of the advantages is actually an advantage can be opinionated with good opinions. That's one of the reasons I like them, unlike a wiki thing, right? Only a finite set of opinions So it doesn't go through everything, right? It doesn't get everything that's in there. So, but they're really not searchable. We're in the middle of a video. Welcome. So they really aren't. They're not searchable. I mean, not like anything on the internet is, right? And you can't hyperlink between them. You can try it, right? Difficult to hyperlink between stuff. And they're one of the biggest disadvantages is that they're very hard to publish and maintain. They have a lot of overhead. They do, and they've done a lot to reduce the overhead, but it's just a little bit too much. You can bother us, but we're just talking about this topic. If you have a question about it, that's fine. We're talking about what are the chances of me doing a book. So I got 3 minutes left to say this. I've been wanting to do a book. I've started at least 3 different books. I started the the Code Wizard's first spell book. I bought Scrivener and started become a polyglot programmer, learn 6 programming languages at once. I've started several books, and every single time I've started a book, I get pulled back into the problem of having content, number 1, that's up to date, number 2, that's compelling, and 3, that's promoting autodidactic practices. So books can sometimes inhibit autodidactic practices. So they sometimes discourage you from going and doing research and getting multiple opinions. They and critical thinking. They sometimes say, I am just going to go with what's in this book. So there we go. Save for time and attorney. So books have disadvantages. The problem is I've actually over the 10 years now, I've actually tried many times. I'm going to close out this last 2 minutes of this video. I've tried many times to do a book. I even had some really helpful parents help me proofread the book chapters that I was writing. And and it takes a long time. And then you look at any of the books that are out there right now, you go to all that hassle, and then what? Then what? Honestly, what then? Right? Besides, what happens next? What happens after you write a book? Who gets it? Right? Who gets to use the book? Who gets to use the book? What do you charge for the book? Right? These are all questions that start to come up now. You're like, do you make the content open? Is it licensed? Is it Creative Commons? So even if you crowdsource a Beginner Boost book, which is the closest thing I would come to doing, then what? You still got lots of questions to answer, like who's going to publish it, who's going to go get it, and stuff. So in the end, I'm gonna wrap up here. In the end, I prefer a simple searchable knowledge base over books for now. This means my priority is getting good content into good content in rough form into my Zettelkasten notes, and eventually drawing on that content for creating more formal publications such as books, blogs, and curriculum and formal curriculum. Curriculum. All right. Well, let's see. Manage that. All right. So that's what we got. That's all I have about that. If you have any other questions, and if you are a publisher, you want to make it easier, let me know. It's more probable though that I will release my content. It is more probable that I will release my Zettelkasten content to someone to use to create a book from it. So that if you're interested in authoring a book and using the content, and you feel like there's enough content in there, or you want to just keep peppering me with questions about what's missing from this and that, you want to be my editor, basically, I'm very open to that if somebody wants to do that. But I just do not have time to do everything that needs to be done and to write a book on top of all that. I feel like this content production is far more valuable. So, okay, so let's do this. Commit that. All right, set us back. And that's it.